to the Biscuits and Blurays Podcast, where we watch Blu-rays and the biscuit, it gone.
It gone by.
It get taken. My host James, co-host Jade.
Hello.
Ghostbusters is the hit movie of 1984.
Woo!
We're celebrating that. Happy.
Happy.
How long would you wait to make a sequel to a hit film?
Well, they try and rush them out as quickly as possible, don't they?
Yeah.
So, 2 years max, maybe?
I'd say 2 years, yeah. We have to wait a little bit longer for this one.
Was it 89?
89, a year before they were born.
Oh, I see.
Why so long?
Was it because of effects or writing?
I actually know why.
Okay.
I got a story to tell, a yarn to weave.
Oh.
Welcome to the Ghostbusters 2 episode, everyone. Happy
Welcome.
Ghostbusters. It's like the first one, but twice.
But the second one.
Yeah. Ghostbusters, big hit. Mm-hmm. Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, everyone's having a good time. Mm-hmm. Bill Murray goes, okay, I don't want to do another one. So he holds out.
Yeah.
And we spoke last week about like what the sort of person he is. Mm-hmm. And it's not a surprise that he did this.
Yeah. I wonder why he didn't want to do another one, say how much fun they had doing the first one.
He seems a bit like an outsider to the group.
I thought that, especially watching this one. Mm-hmm. I feel like you could have cut him out.
But you can't, because he's Venkman.
You can't, because of who his character is. But I feel like he could have been cut.
It shouldn't have been made, really.
No, it shouldn't have been made. No one asked for it. It just got made anyway. I don't know.
He was a holdout for so long, and they were sort of waiting for a decent script. Well, Bill Murray was waiting for a decent script.
Mm-hmm. Which is fair enough.
Yeah, and every script they gave him, he was like, no, I'm not doing that. And this went on for a long time. Mm-hmm. Eventually, it came down to Bill Murray made a deal with Columbia Pictures to make a film for him, I think.
Okay.
And he said, okay, if you're in Ghostbusters 2, Bill Murray, then we'll do your film for you. That you want to do. That film, I forget what the name was, but that film went on to just absolutely bomb at the box office. But Ghostbusters 2 didn't.
Yeah.
Did quite well. But this one is not as good.
Oh, it's not. It really suffers. It suffers from what a lot of sequels have the problems with, which is rehashing out the original story.
Do you think it's a problem that they just couldn't get out of? As in, like, the first film is so good and so unique that the only way to do a sequel is to basically copy and paste?
I don't know, because, is this something that happens with a lot of really good films, where they really struggle to recreate the magic of the original? I'm gonna give you
a good example here.
Go on.
Gremlins.
I love Gremlins too.
Gremlins 2 is its own film that's fine. It's more of a comedy. It's not.
But then that didn't do as well.
Exactly.
Maybe that's what audiences want. They want something that feels like the original, but isn't, but puts enough that's different. And I suppose Ghostbusters does that, but I don't know. For me, it felt like a poor man's Goosebumps.
Okay.
This felt very Goosebumps to me.
Are we talking Goosebumps TV show?
TV show.
TV show. Okay. Why? How so?
The TV show is really creepy.
Yeah.
And
this isn't creepy.
Well, the stuff with the painting is. I feel like you could have taken that painting and all the creepy goo and slime. It's very Monster Blood.
Monster Blood.
And you could have taken that and put that in a Goosebumps episode and had kids Scooby-Dooing around a museum. That would have fitted in really well.
Okay. Fun story about the Monster Blood one. Mm-hmm. I don't remember any Goosebumps episodes, but I remember the one where Monster Blood was on a plane.
Yeah, that's the second Monster Blood.
It's the second one.
Yeah.
And then all I remember is the kid going to the toilet afterwards. And then he opens the door and there's just a big fucking ant there. Because an ant's got into the Monster Blood and it makes him big. And I remember absolutely shitting myself.
Oh, big ants.
That's just a story about my life.
That doesn't happen in this film, by the way. No ants turn big. James's pants were not shit.
Can you pick that up, please?
What?
You've dropped the stakes. They're very low.
Shut the fuck up! Oh, it's me looking at you.
The stakes don't feel as low. They don't feel as high as the last one.
No, they don't.
And that is a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
So why do it? Why do it?
Again, I don't know. It's just they've tried to bring back characters that we know and love, like the receptionist lady, like Rick Moranis, who we adore.
we can't stress enough how much we love Rick Moranis.
There's a lot of love for him here on the channel.
More so in this one. I think he's quite a standout.
You think? I don't think he has as many cool monologue-y bits and pieces as he does in the first one.
He's not... The problem is, the cartoon had come out.
Oh, okay.
And this is probably why this one feels a bit more toned down.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, they're running around New York. New York looks horrible. They're smoking. They're sweating. They're having a terrible time. Stuff like that. Then the cartoon came out, and that is what it was. It was family friendly. Oh, the Ghostbusters are a barrel of laughs. And this feels very much like in that same vein of it.
Yeah, I think a lot of the problem with this one as well is the fact that we're having to get them do a bit of an origin thing again at the beginning of the film, because we find out that they've disbanded. They're all off doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Because it's set 5 years ahead as well.
5 years, though. We'll talk about this maybe later when we've seen Frozen Empire and stuff. Mm-hmm. But how is this not canon? Is this canon?
I think it's canon.
Because in the events of Afterlife, they go, oh, Paul Rudd's like, oh, the Ghostbusters, they're amazing. Mm-hmm. But in the events of this film, everyone seems to have forgotten everything the Ghostbusters have done.
I think they did. They do remember, but there's a big political underbelly to it. The fact that, everyone that was around the area remembers what they did, mm-hmm. but then the city of New York turns on them and says, well, who's going to pay for all this damage? You can't make a ghost pay. So who's going to pay for it? Is the city taxpayers going to be paying for it, or is it going to be you guys who blew up half of a building?
Yeah.
So I think that's how it shows how public opinion shifted. Okay,
yeah, that's fair. I didn't really see it that way. I saw it as that people were just like, oh, we actually just don't believe you.
So, no, that's the thing. We don't get a lot of people seeing what happened with the first one. But then loads of people had seen that fucking Marshmallow Man. You can't say that no one took pictures
exactly.
of that.
It would have been on the news. It was on the news. We see new footage of it in Afterlife.
I think it's the kind of the fall from grace almost. Yeah, they were amazing, but then who comes down to paying for it all.
Yeah, their relationship with the mayor's gone a bit... And kids don't like them.
Kids just think they're just a bunch of they're just 4 old men, aren't they, running around with these proton packs. And again, I think the ghosts in the original Ghostbusters, of all the paranormal activity's gotten quite intense because Zool is incoming.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that dies down.
So
there's no real need for them anymore.
But ghosts would always be around.
I don't know, because you don't see any crazy episodes, do you, like with the first one?
I don't know, but there must be places to go. There's the running one. In this, the one that's just on a marathon, in daylight. Catch that one.
So he's not really doing anything, is he? He's just being weird.
So why catch him at all then? It's weird.
It is odd, yeah. Not a lot of this second one makes a lot of sense, truth be told.
What I do think makes a lot of sense is the changes to the costume.
Oh my god, yes.
And it's in the poster for it as well, where they've got these sort of like, I forget what colour is it, grey? Like a grey?
It's like a deep grey, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a good look. I think it's sleeker, I think it's slimmer, I think it makes them look good, because they're 45 years old probably. These are probably the same age as the people in Greece.
Well, that's one thing I did like about this, is a line a bit later on when all 4 of them turn up to the museum, and I think it's Bill Murray goes, suck it in, guys, we're the Ghostbusters. Everyone does it except for Ray, because he doesn't need to do it.
Ray does it?
Not really as much as the others,
because
he's already in peak physical fitness.
One thing you asked me at the start of, I think when the gang got back together, is, are the Ghostbusters sexy? The answer to that would be no, but why did you ask that?
Well, I think when as soon as they put that gear on, is it a man in uniform? I don't know.
Oh, it's fireman syndrome for you, is it?
I think maybe.
Ah, okay.
They just get a little bit sexy when they put those on.
Okay. Is it because it's cool? It's cool stuff.
Maybe, and I suppose it's Saviour syndrome as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe. That's weird though.
Yeah, I never thought I'd find Dan Aykroyd sexy, but here we are.
You love Dan Aykroyd. What are you talking about?
Oh, he's such a sweetheart.
He's an icon of the 80s and the 80s alone. So the redesign. We've talked about the outfit. There's certain redesigns of the characters as well.
Yes.
Venkman's the same. Aykroyd's more or less the same. There's a few other bits and pieces with Egon.
His hair.
It's a bit more curlier.
It's bouffanted like you wouldn't believe. It looks like he's got like some sort of weird like hairpiece on the front.
I quite like it.
Oh, it was a bit candy floss like, wasn't it?
Yeah. But Egon's always my favourite of the Ghostbusters.
You like a man with tall hair.
Curly hair, thank you.
Yeah.
And he's, and he's a scientist. He's got glasses on. I see a lot of myself in Egon.
It's quite cool though, to be fair.
One we don't like though is the redesign of Ernie Hudson's Winston.
Yeah, why did they get rid of the moustache?
Winston doesn't feel like the same Winston from that last movie.
No, he's a little bit... Again, I said it to you, didn't I? When they're in the sewer bit, he seems a bit Scooby-Doo. He's kind of like jumping at shadows and stuff.
I think there's a reason for that though. And I think we'll get to it maybe a little bit later on. So remind me because I will forget.
Yeah.
Janine's got a new haircut.
She looks so much cooler in this one.
It's similar to the cartoon though.
Her outfits are so much better as well.
What was going on fashion-wise in the late 80s? Tracksuits maybe?
Tracksuits were around. She got kind of tights on, blouses.
Yeah. Bit colourful.
Yeah, a lot. It was very Lady Di.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the kind of like blouse look.
Yeah.
It's a bit more of a demure office wear.
But clashing of colours, so the hair's...
Oh yeah, because a bit of 80s has got to come through, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, it's got to sell toys, essentially.
Exactly.
And Lewis is back, Rick Moranis.
Oh my god.
Such an icon.
We love him.
He gets laid in every film.
He does, and I love that for him.
He gets some action. Bless him. Good guy. I don't like when franchises go, okay, we're doing a sequel, and you know what's going to be interesting for that character? Child.
Yes, I understand what you mean.
The Mummy Returns it, is what they did.
They did, but I don't find the child in this irritating.
Baby.
Yeah, so we've got Sigourney Weaver's character's also back.
This is 5 years after. It's not Venkman's. You asked if it was Venkman's. Mm-hmm. It is not.
It is not his.
It is the cello player from the first one, right?
Is it? I don't know.
Well, she says he was part of the orchestra and he left her.
Maybe, but he didn't seem like he was in for a chance though in the first one, so maybe she changed her mind. But it's kind of odd how nonchalant she is about it. I mean, if my other half decided he didn't want to be with me, and left me alone with my 8-month-old child, I can't say I'd be that happy about it. But she's just like, yeah, it is what it is.
Do you like Dana Barrett as a character?
She's a bit one note, but she's probably one of the best actors. She's Sigourney Weaver in this.
Yeah, the problem is the material. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
she's not
her.
given the best, is she, to deal with?
I don't see Sigourney Weaver as the damsel in the distress.
She was better in the first one because I think she had more to do. She's doing a lot of screaming in this, but not. She's better when she's being evil.
When is she evil?
When she's a keymaster gatekeeper.
Oh yeah, absolutely, of course. Yeah, I forgot about that. We do have some interesting new characters as well. Mm-hmm. Janusz, do you appreciate Janusz?
Yeah, he's doing what Moranis' character does a little bit.
A bit comic reliefy.
Yeah. He doesn't have a lot to do though.
I think you think he's miscast for one. It's Peter McNichol.
Yeah, I think this would have been a great role for Martin Short.
Oh, can you imagine if Martin Short was in this film?
Oh, I think that role would have been perfect for him.
I think he'd have done it as well.
Yeah, if you've seen Father of the Bride and the character Frank,
yeah,
I could see that as that person. Okay. Maybe to be a bit too goofy, maybe. But I think Martin's the kind of actor that could scale it back.
But Martin Short, the films I've seen him in, he is very Rick Moranis. Like he's a bit of a loser, bit of a nerdy dweeb.
Yeah, I think he could have done that easily.
I think he'd have done it, but I think they've already got one.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
In Lewis. Happy to have Janusz there. I quite like him.
Yeah, he's inoffensive. He does what he needs to do.
I love, and I mean this, love this villain.
You love Mr. Painting.
I love Mr. Painting, and there's a reason why.
Okay.
The actor playing the painting, I don't know his name.
Mr. Painting.
Mr. Painting Man. He's Vigo. He thought he was going to be doing his lines on set.
Okay.
And when he came to watch the film, his lines were dubbed over.
Oh, so it's a different actor doing his voice?
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of tell.
Would you like to take a guess at who is doing the voice?
I've got no idea. I'm not good with voices, you know that.
It's Max von Sydow, the old priest from The Exorcist.
Oh, I see.
I think it's very menacing. I think it's wonderful. And I could listen to him talk all day.
That's because you love a little bit of Max.
He's in Force Awakens for a bit.
Aww.
It is what it is. But yeah, I think the villain, when you see him, when they take the photos of him and you can see him in all these forms and stuff, I think that's quite effective.
That's genuinely quite a creepy scene as well. It is a little bit Exorcist-esque, isn't it, that scene?
It's very Goosebumps.
I think it's a mix between kind of both. Have you seen The Omen?
The original?
Yeah, where they take the photographs.
I have only...
They take photographs of different people, and when they take the photographs and look at them, it shows how that person's going to die.
Oh, okay.
It's got that sort of vibe to it.
Yeah.
With those particular pictures. Because every time they keep putting the pictures up, you keep seeing different versions of the image, and you see like river of slime and all sorts behind it.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound as menacing when I'm saying it, but it is.
I'm going to put it out there now. Slime's not scary.
Slime isn't scary. I think this is how it ends up feeling goosebumpsy to me.
The problem is it's pink.
Yes, as we know, as soon as things start turning pink...
Yeah.
They don't get as cool, do they?
The Barbie movie was pretty cool.
Barbie's always been pink, though. When Godzilla starts turning pink...
Oh, I didn't know that was the example you were going for. Yes, I agree. Don't fuck about. It ain't good enough. That film's gonna suck.
Every trailer looks so poor.
I think because we're watching the Ghostbusters films first, I think we're gonna see more and more teaser stuff for Godzilla vs Kong, and just in these episodes, I think we'll just go, okay, that film still looks bad,
yeah,
and then move on. Yeah, that film still looks bad.
It still looks shocking.
But yeah, the River of Slime, it's not introduced well, I don't think.
No.
The looking under the city. Wait, how did the... Oh, that's it. There was a problem with the pram at the start because it goes over a slime.
Yeah.
But how did that slime get out anyway? And why does everyone hate each other in New York?
I suppose because it's a city, there's a lot of like tense emotions maybe because there's more people.
Was 1989 a election year by any chance?
I got no idea.
I bet it was.
I think that this could have gone one of two ways. It could have made it more creepy, made it a bit Silent Hill, like with when they're going down into the sewers, seeing what the problem is.
Yeah.
It could have been fire or something a bit creepier. I think as soon as you make it slime, it starts becoming Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's essentially...
I mean, this is a family film. It's supposed to be harmless, but it's not scary or creepy in any way.
And nor is it funny.
No, it's not funny either.
I don't think the first one's overly funny. I think it's funny because... Those actors, again, I think we said it before, they've got nothing to lose. They're throwing everything at the wall, and most of it is sticking because of the talent of these guys.
Yeah.
Here, it's tried, it's tested, and it's very scripted, I think. And
yeah.
I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't... And Bill Murray doesn't seem to be happy to be there.
No. The fact that he doesn't really do a great deal with the other guys either is he's playing his storyline a lot with Sigourney Weaver.
Yes.
And he's not really doing much with the other three. And I think it misses that a little bit.
There's a problem with the tone as well. In the music for the first one, it swells, it's atmospheric, it's like woo.
Yeah.
This it's romantic comedy from the late 80s.
And we get a lot of cheap R&B as well.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Yeah. And that fucking R&B, is it Bobby Brown, I think?
I don't know, but it really suffers for it.
It ages it.
Yeah, as soon as you listen to the soundtrack of this, it dates the film.
Elmer Bernstein did the music for the first one.
Ellen Bernstein?
Yes, she's that talented, guys. No, Elmer Bernstein did the music for the first one, and it's good, it's atmospheric, but he didn't do the second one, and that is a shame.
Yeah, it's a problem, I think.
I miss it, you know?
Yeah, no, I do. I think it cheapens it a little bit.
And it also makes you think that nothing's a problem. With music from the first one, it gives you that sense of dread, like there is something going on that they're not in control of.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's just like, okay, romantic comedy. You care about Dana and Venkman.
Yeah, it's kind of like music you get in a restaurant, isn't it?
It's the music you get from Drop Dead Fred.
Yeah.
It
just doesn't work.
Yeah. Bad creative choice.
Yes.
I'm glad we sorted that out. If the Ghostbusters rocked up to a birthday party when you were a child, would you have booed them?
I wouldn't have known who they were to start with, really.
Okay.
And to be honest, actually watching this back, I've realised that I had seen during my childhood parts of the first one, and parts of the second one on TV, but I've never seen them both all the way through.
Okay.
Because I had in my head the Statue of Liberty fighting the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And I feel like I've seen that somewhere. So I've merged parts of both of those two films in my head and created Ghostbusters.
Okay.
So watching this back now, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't remember it being like this.
Yeah. Okay. I want a ticket to that film, though.
I don't know what I was thinking of.
Let's talk about the Statue of Liberty a bit. Let's just skip to the end. I think that's quite good, but the template is being followed to a T.
Yeah.
So we've had they've got a meeting with the mayor. Mm-hmm. No one believes them, and then people are chanting Ghostbusters when they arrive, and they need a big mascot to save the day.
Yeah, so as I say, Marshmallow Man doesn't save the day. He's there to fuck shit up.
But it's a big thing.
Yeah, so you basically got some big creature chilling around through New York.
I get it, and I quite like it.
I like that people were like, yeah, if I saw that coming down the road, I wouldn't be.
I'd shit myself. I'd run the other way. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you wouldn't see the Ghostbusters surely from that high up.
I don't know how tall the Statue of Liberty is, nor do I know how wide it is. So the fact that it crosses the Hudson, I think that alarm bells are already ringing for me. Mm-hmm. Because that would have. Is that not a really deep river?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
But I quite like that people get rallied behind it. There's a problem with the amount of people on the streets in New York City, because there ain't many of them.
Yeah, and I think there's a problem with the message of it as well.
Which is?
It's the power of love. It's defeating evil. I always find that corny, no matter in what film it turns up in. But
Huey Lewis and his news said the power of love is
Shut up.
It's a beautiful thing.
Shut your
It makes
face.
one man weep and another man sing.
No.
What a banger. The power of love's not in this. I do appreciate the choice of song they use for that, though.
Okay.
Higher and Higher by Jackie Wilson,
Yeah, I'd like to bring me a higher love.
Oh, you want Steve Winwood on this?
I wanted that, yes.
Okay. Maybe.
There's room for both.
Sure. So have they got that song on repeat then?
Yes.
Because it's going to take them a while to get from Liberty Island to the museum.
They'd have been fucking bored, wouldn't they?
Just listening to Higher and Higher.
You also can't tell me that those ghosts wouldn't be causing shit and that slime causing trouble in New York without the military being there.
Did they get the permission from the military? Because they've essentially what they've done is hijacked the Statue of Liberty, and she's got a weapon.
Yes, she does.
That's an open flame.
It is indeed.
Which I think is illegal in the state of New York.
To just walk around holding?
You can't just walk around. No, of course you can't.
You can't just hijack the Statue of Liberty.
Get off the Statue of Liberty, guys! Controlled by a Nintendo controller as well.
Oh wow!
I mean, that's.
Oh, they dropped in a bit of Mario as well, didn't they? In there.
Yeah. Do you want to play Super Mario Brothers? What a product of the 80s this film is.
Oh yes.
The 80s is dying off now at this point, surely. Didn't the 80s die in like 86?
I don't know.
This film's not very good.
It's so poor compared to the first one.
The main villain, Vigo. He's Vigo.
Vigo.
He wants to return. He's a very nasty man. He's a magician.
He's a magician from the old age of some.
Yeah, back when people had paintings of themselves.
Yeah, he died of 105, and they had to kill him every way. A bit like Rasputin, didn't they?
Yes, essentially that's the same thing. Maybe that's what.
Maybe yeah.
But yeah, he's coming back. He wants to inhabit the body of a child, to return to the earth to rule it, and Sigourney Weaver has child. That is what is at stake here.
But for some reason, there's this river of slime underneath New York that is heading. That's like its epicenter is the museum where this painting is. For what purpose? I don't know.
I think that's because that's where he is.
Is that where he's getting his power from? It's never really said.
I think he can control people via the slime through their negativity.
Maybe.
Because when the Ghostbusters are covered in slime, they start fighting each other.
Yeah.
But they're mates. So maybe if you get a bit of slime on you, it's not a good time for anyone.
Maybe. Who knows?
But then slime can bring things back to life then. It brings a bathtub to life.
Yeah, it brings things back to life, yeah. Well, inanimate objects it brings to life. 'Cause they do it to a toaster as well, don't they?
To a toaster, yeah. Is the slime sentient then?
Do you know what? I've got no idea. And also, when we see, right at the beginning, Dan Aykroyd's character goes down into the sewer and he sees it, that river of slime has been there for some time, you can tell. That's not just appeared overnight. How have sewer workers not seen that?
Also, he doesn't go very far down.
No, and they just find it.
And
so you can't tell me that's just been no one's seen that.
No, and New York is a place where if there was an abandoned railway, there would be homeless people living there. There would be tours down there, maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't think that would have gone amiss.
I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure there's abandoned things like that in like France and London.
There's the catacombs, isn't there, in France? That as above, so below.
Oh, I like that film.
Come
Sorry,
on.
I do.
No.
I mean, there could be, but it just seems weird.
Yes.
You would expect something to have broken in though at some point.
Maybe.
See how quickly the Ghostbusters got in there. You'd have thought other gangs, etc., could have got it in there too.
Well, the problem is that they are digging. Okay, to get to the River of Slime or to investigate it, they dig a hole in the middle of the street. Mm-hmm. But they don't dig a hole that deep, nor can they dig a hole that deep. Because Danakod gets in the hole and he goes quite far down.
Yeah, I mean they keep telling you it's deep, but it doesn't come.
Which would imply that the hole has always been there. So they got very lucky.
Well, maybe because that's where the readings were, weren't they? So that'd be where it's coming from.
This energy of it's never dangerous. I do think the effects of it are quite good though.
Yes.
Not in the bit where it covers the whole museum. That looks like ass. I'm talking like the practical stuff. There's a bit of it here where they're in the courtroom, and because everyone's shouting and stuff, the slime is just bubbling. Mm-hmm. I like that.
And then it turns into Marley and Marley.
It doesn't. It's the Scoleri brothers.
It's Marley and Marley.
Woo! Do you like the looks of the ghosts in this?
It's the same from the first one, isn't it, really?
No, it isn't.
I think that they look the same.
No, Slimer is very different in this. He's thinner.
I don't see it.
There's a lot more going on facially.
I love him in everything I see him in.
He's great. When he rocked up driving that bus, you had a laugh.
Oh, yeah. Because Rick Moranis is just like, oh, yeah, as long as you got your licence, okay.
Yeah.
I said to him, I'm glad that he's working.
Which implies...
He's a hard-working citizen of New York.
Yeah, which implies that he's a good one.
And he's paying his taxes. It's all good.
Yeah. Is he paying his taxes?
You
know how I feel about this. The ghosts in the courtroom scene, I like a lot. I think they're quite well designed.
That scene's particularly good. You know, the build up and we see the kind of the wind machines on the guys. It's getting worse. The guy's shouting. Yeah. That's a good build up. That's
a good scene in general. I think there's some good effects going on there. There's the one where the woman's being dragged out of the courtroom.
Oh yeah, by her leg.
Yeah, but like obviously that's a good mix of CGI and practical because she's upside down, but that door couldn't possibly be there for her to get through that door.
Yeah.
So that's all put in afterwards.
Yeah.
It's very good is what I'm saying. The ghosts seem a bit like animatronic masks, but human bodies because they're doing human movements. And I think that's a bit of the librarian from the first one.
Yeah. Although they don't look like real people.
Correct. They are cartoony, and I think most of these are cartoony.
I mean, it's quite grim, isn't it, when they first come out of the bottle because they're in electric chairs, aren't they? That are like sizzling away.
Yeah.
It's a kids' film, guys.
There's a scene later though.
Oh yeah.
The ghost action, I think, is the highlight of this. Mm-hmm. Particularly the courtroom scene. There's the bit. It's a very funny joke for me, where all these ghosts are appearing and stuff, and then there's a phone call from the dock master at the docks, and he says the Titanic's just arrived. Yeah. And then there it is.
And the hull's all fucked up as well from the iceberg, and they're all just coming out just like really bored.
Yeah, and I think I always thought that was the scariest bit of this.
It's quite creepy, isn't it?
Because the music sort of goes like, whoa, and you're like, okay.
At least they made it.
Better late than never. That's what the guy says. That's Cheech from Cheech and Chong. I just thought to throw that out.
But then we cut to them in the sewer trying to find this river of slime, and all of a sudden you just got all these like impaled heads. Yes. On sticks out of nowhere.
Winston doesn't do much in this film. He just doesn't. He's not there for that courtroom scene.
He's a bit of a...
He's a coward, is what he is.
A bit annoying in this.
The effects of the first one have really changed him in this one, because he shaved the moustache. Maybe he Samsoned it.
Yes.
Is what, yeah.
His power's in his stash.
Ooh, Ernie Hudson, what have you done to your stash and why is it not there? Cartoon is why. Sells toys. The bit where they're walking down the abandoned railway, and they're going, hello, and then the echoes are doing it.
Yeah.
But then Winston does it, and Winston's like, hello, and then it just goes, Winston. I think that's so funny, because why Winston?
Yeah.
And then
because he knows he's the most scared. Probably as well, because he's not maybe as familiar with the paranormal as the other two. They've been working on it for years. They were obviously the initial Ghostbusters before he joined later on.
Yep.
So maybe it implies that he's not really been on as many jobs as they have.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So he's maybe finding it a bit more spooky.
Yeah.
But he fought Saul. He can do anything.
Exactly. But the bit with the severed heads, Jesus, that doesn't let up.
No. Do you know this movie, guys?
This is a PG, is it not?
Well, we get loads of severed heads, and then they jizz on the Statue of Liberty. So yeah, family film, guys.
They don't jizz on it.
It looks like jizz.
It looks like candy floss is what it looks like when it comes out.
Candy jizz.
Candy jizz. Yeah, I love the bit with the severed heads. I think that's a very good scare.
And then they all disappear.
Yeah.
So where they came from or what they were in relation to down in that old railway, I don't know.
They're in relation to the railway because the ghost train appears.
Yes, it said, did it derail and kill people?
It derailed and killed people, but why are those heads on spikes?
That's what I mean. It wouldn't have put the heads on the spikes. I mean, you don't get killed in a train and just go, I'm just going to put my head on a spike now.
Unless, and I'm reaching here, I'm not a ghost hunter, I never have been, unless that train was derailed on purpose. Mm-hmm. And the people that died were victims of a assassination attempt.
You really stretch.
I'm reaching, but I think
it's not true.
And the person who did it decided to put heads on spikes to stop people. I'm channeling my inner Derek Acora.
The heads on spikes match the painting dude's aesthetic a bit more. He's got a bit of a Vlad the Impaler vibe about him. He knows what he's wearing. It's all very weird. A lot of things in this film just do not add up at all. Again, Sigourney Weaver's character, she knows that her baby's potentially in danger, so she keeps fucking leaving it. I don't understand that. You wouldn't have your baby out your sight. Even when it's asleep, it would be next to you so you could check your baby was still okay. You wouldn't have it asleep in another room. I'm sorry you wouldn't.
There's a problem with Dana here. This is where she gets a bit... Oh, help me, help me.
Yeah, a bit more damsel in distress.
Yeah, because she isn't that. I'm getting Dana Barrett confused with Ripley.
Yeah.
Because I know who Sigourney Weaver really is inside.
She's Ripley.
She's Ripley. She's playing this part quite well. That's not her fault, yada yada. But I know that she could kick that slime's butt.
Yeah, I think as well with the slime design, it's a lot that exciting when it's coming out of her tap.
Yeah. Nor is it menacing.
No, it tried to eat my baby. I'd have just punched that shit in the face.
Punch a bathtub?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd do right now.
Okay, off you pop then.
Bye.
Now, when the slime comes out and it's sort of like festering in the water, that's fine. But then it looks like a puppet almost.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm gonna get you. But she leaves. And nothing happens then. She's like, oh, okay, I'll go out with Peter then.
Yeah.
No.
And we've just got these two really weirdo, not just two weirdos. It was just the lady from on the reception. Oh, we'll just have to look after your baby. No, you know that there's weird shit going on. You know about this slime, and yet you're going off on a date with your ex.
Yeah.
No, it's weird. I don't believe her character for 1 minute would have left her baby unattended.
Let's talk about Peter and Dana for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
They split since the events of the first one.
Yes.
And rightly so, because they had no chemistry in that one. But do you think they have chemistry in this one?
No, but it's better.
Okay.
I feel like they're acting a lot more like... They're acting like they used to be something there.
Yeah,
Not like anything sparking again, necessarily. But I think that's all on her. I don't think that's got anything to do with Murray.
No.
I think she's the one
she's
bringing
acting,
it.
Yeah, she's acting for two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's played quite well.
He's not as creepy in this as he was in the first one. I mean, I don't think he's that likeable.
Well, he's grown up a bit. He's the host of a talk show.
Oh yeah, but he's got the world's most minging apartment.
Well, that's just who he is.
Minging.
He's a dirty man.
Filthy.
Let's talk about the talk show, because the person that... They talk about the end of the world.
Yeah.
The person he has on says it's going to end... Well, one person says it's going to end February 14th, 2016.
Yeah.
It's Valentine's Day. That's way off.
Mm-hmm.
We've passed that. But the person, the dad from the Transformers movies, says it's going to end New Year's Eve this year.
Yeah.
He's right.
He is indeed. He's someone you want to get back in.
Exactly. He should be a Ghostbuster. He knows more about the paranormal than Winston.
Yeah, that's it. Where did he learn it from? Because they said where they heard it from, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Because that other lady was like, oh, I got it from an alien in a holiday. And
But no, because he's a psychic. She's been abducted by aliens, quote.
Yeah.
But he's a psychic. He's got a genuine psychic belief.
Oh.
But Bill Murray goes, but your book's not going to sell very well then. But he's right. Like, it came, like, the only reason it didn't end is because the Ghostbusters stopped it. Essentially.
Maybe.
Get him on the team.
He's a good one, but if they have to have 5, I'm happy for Rick Moranis to be on the team.
I like it when he suits up. I'm glad he's on there.
It's so cute with his little earmuffs. Obviously, he wants to keep warm anyway.
Yeah. Happy New Year. He's just running down the street. Oh, poor Rick. But not really a part of the squad.
No, he isn't really a part of the squad, but he gets to have his little hero moment because obviously he didn't get it in the first one. Because he wasn't a hero in the first one. He was
the comic relief.
He was the comic relief, and he was also brought into the plot.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, people have actively seen him pointing his gun at something.
Even if he didn't help. Even if he just did it for
It looks
sure.
like he did, and they're all giving him a pat on the back, and that's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's a good bit.
I'm a Ghostbuster! Oh, yes, you are, baby.
Do you like the bit where Janosz does the total eclipse of the heart eyes?
Oh, turn around bright eyes. That was weird. What was he doing?
So he was possessed by Vigo to do his dirty work. He knocks on Dana's door when the lights go off, and essentially he's trying to get Oscar, but he's trying to do it through Janosz's belief that he's more attractive than he is.
Yeah.
Because he tries a few times. He's like, "Oh, we like to go on a little date," and he gets a bit of fluff from her hair and stuff. And she's like, "No, what are you doing?" So I think Vigo's chosen a very poor person to do this with. He possesses Ray later on. Mm-hmm. That's an effective one.
All the ghosts want to have sex with Sigourney Weaver.
Well, they make a joke about that we should do gynecological tests on the mother, and then like Bill Murray's like, "Yeah, who wouldn't want to do that?" So that's disgusting. I'd have liked to see Dana in the suit.
That'd have been quite cool.
That would have been cool.
But no, they put her with this child and did the damsel in distress stuff.
What we should talk about as well is how terrible a mother she is. Obviously, we talk about her leaving her with the babysitters, the inept babysitters, by the way.
Who kept just having sex instead of watching the baby.
Yeah, the baby's on the building outside.
Yeah.
Like, you have not done your job properly. But they fed it French bread pizza, which you can't feed a baby.
You can feed a baby pizza. They won't chew it, but you can feed it them.
You just gum it to death.
Well, they gum it and they get the flavour.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
I don't know, like, so watch my mum and my sister's mother-in-law do it to Harley.
Yeah.
And he loved it.
Hey! But yes, and then later on, Janosz becomes a nanny, a ghost nanny.
That's a weird sequence.
I quite liked it. I thought that was quite effective.
It's really weird.
Where his big arm comes out.
Like, why is he a ghost? Or is it like, is he astral projecting?
I think it's astral projection.
Yeah.
But whose powers are they? Are they Vigo's powers?
No one knows. 'Cause it's never... I mean, does it need to go into it anyway? I don't know. It's odd.
It's odd. It's odd. It's a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There aren't many ghosts in this either. You don't see him catch... You see him catch 2 ghosts.
Yeah, but the Marley ghosts are really cool. That's how I'm going to refer to them now.
That's fair. But Dana goes to the museum, which is where the final act takes place. And she's like, okay, I'm going to rescue my baby. But she tries. She doesn't do it. But Vigo talks her into it. And he's like, oh, maybe we could learn to love each other. And she goes, yeah, I could learn. And she agrees to it.
Is she doing it just to try and trick them to get close? Because she looked like she was worried the entire time.
But then she's got a party hat on. She doesn't know that the Ghostbusters are on the way.
I don't know. I don't know if she's doing it because she's clever. And she's thinking, oh, I can try and snatch the baby at the last minute by pretending that I'm in on the plan. Do you know what I mean? Or if she was maybe getting a bit possessed, as we saw with Mr. Aykroyd, yeah.
Maybe. I see it that way. I see it that she goes, okay, maybe I could do this.
I didn't. I thought it was the opposite. She seemed a bit too cool to me to think, oh yeah, I'd fall for that.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe you're right. The slime is used to make people feel good now because the Ghostbusters have harnessed it. And it would appear they have an unlimited supply.
Yeah, they get that from everywhere, don't they? It manages to fill up 4 different protein packs.
They have... No, 2.
It's weird. It's weird, James. It's fucking odd.
How many gallons of slime can be in those proton packs?
I don't know. And you have to be the right consistency to come out and all, otherwise it'd ooze.
And it has to be, like, good slime, so it has to be pre-treated and slept with by Egon.
That is... Why did they add that in?
It's a joke, isn't it?
Oh, I slept with it.
Yeah, you can, like, spores, moulds and fungus. So...
I'm going to fuck the slime.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, you won't want that in all your bits and pieces, would you? Come on.
Oh, he would. Oh, come on. Mark Tingle, maybe.
Oh, no.
Ah, Egon, you dirty boy. I don't see how those tanks of slime can just produce a Statue of Liberty's worth.
Yeah, it's very far-fetched. It's very silly.
I'm kind of there for it, though.
I know you're there for it because you love these films.
Yeah, No, I don't. I don't like this one. I like the first one a lot. And I think when people think Ghostbusters, they think the first one.
Yeah, I think of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
When I think of the first one.
But maybe bits of this are good.
I think that the Statue of Liberty scene is iconic.
I think it's iconic. I don't think it's good.
It's not good, but I think it's iconic to see it happen.
The courtroom scene's better.
Yeah, I'd agree.
The courtroom scene's very good. The bit with the train.
Yeah.
I think that's quite effective. It's good to see him take on a train.
A ghost train.
Well, you haven't seen many films with ghost trains in.
I know, it was quite cool.
Yeah, and that's it, I think. I don't think there's anything else going on here.
No, I think it's real shame. Was it needed? No.
But the thing is, if you're waiting 5 years to get a Ghostbusters sequel going...
How do you end up with this shit?
Well, it's not that. It's like, why do it then? If Bill Murray clearly doesn't want to do it, and he's a bit hard to work with anyway, then what are you doing it for? Are you just doing it because you guys want to do it? Do it without him.
Was it still... I'm guessing there was still, for the studio, a lot of money to be made on it off the back of merchandising.
Oh, yeah.
So that if we stick out another film, people are obviously going to go and see it. Mm-hmm. We can also bang out a load more merchandising.
Yeah.
We'll get more money, and that's exactly, I'm guessing, what happened.
Was slime big in the late 90s, late 80s?
I don't think so.
Was slime more our time, wasn't it?
Well, I think... I remember the jelly slime. You know, the stupid alien things that people used to collect.
The alien eggs.
And everyone used to say that mine had babies.
Oh, if you keep them together, they reproduce, isn't it?
No, they don't. The amount of times I used to try and stick the backs together to see if it'd work, and it didn't happen. Yeah, so I think there was elements of slime, but not like as we see now.
Oh, slime! You can have baths of it now.
Oh yeah, the jelly bath.
I can put you in the direction of one film as to why you shouldn't put slime in the bath.
What?
Ghostbusters 2. Possesses the bath, it steals your baby.
I think another problem with this is, when did the Blob come out? The
80s Blob?
Yeah, because I think the effects on the 80s Blob are really good.
You don't like the Blob?
Yeah, it's because it's so fucking creepy. But it's
how is it creepy?
I don't know. It's because it moves really slowly, really. It disintegrates people when they're in it. They can't get out of it. The idea of melting like that, I think it sucks. You know, like the gelatinous cube in Dungeons and Dragons. That's how it works. But it's creepy because it gets in everywhere. It's almost like it is like carnivorous almost.
Okay. Like it's a living thing.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing to...
Because, like, for example, in that film, I think someone's got it on their arm, and they put, like, a cut on their arm, and it moves up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why it's so creepy, because it's carnivorous. That's why I think this one doesn't hit quite the same for me, because the slime just could be anything, whereas I've seen the Blob.
Who directed the Blob remake?
I don't know, but it's
a Carpenter.
I think it could be Carpenter.
Because that's piqued my interest a little bit, I'm not going to lie.
Because they're in a movie cinema in one bit.
I have seen the bit where it grabs that guy and just rips him through the bookshelf.
Oh, yeah.
That's quite good. Oh, no, Chuck Russell.
Oh, okay. A Carpenter, I know, has done something around that time.
The director of The Scorpion King.
Oh, what a banger.
Director of Nightmare 3.
Oh, Nightmare 3 is the best.
Nightmare 3 is a banger.
Oh, you might add that to your list now.
Chuck Russell. Oh, very decent cast on it. That one. It's pink as well, right?
It's pink, but it's scary, you know, because it's almost the pink that it uses is almost like bodily fluid pink, as opposed to like.
Well, it's more of a plasma than a. Ugh, yeah, there it is.
But it disintegrates you, and they can't get out of it. Do you know what I mean? I think that's probably why this feels more Monster Blood.
That was 88, and this was 89, so I feel like a trend was surfacing. This is the Blob for kids, essentially. Is Ghostbusters the one to do it with?
No, because obviously it's still seen as a family film, even though there is not elements of family in this. It's more adult than it is family.
We have nieces and nephews who are children. Mm-hmm. If you showed them Ghostbusters, the first one, would they be entertained?
No, they'd probably be bored.
If you showed them this one, would they be entertained?
No, they'd probably be bored.
So these aren't kids' films then?
But in the 80s is a different time. For example, now, my niece and nephew, my nephew especially, he's interested in Fortnite and all that sort of shit. This ain't going to be cool for him.
It would be if the Ghostbusters were skin in Fortnite, maybe.
Maybe. But whereas in the 80s, this was peak cool. I mean, it is cool for people like us.
Yeah. I imagine this did quite well on the first week it came out.
Yeah.
But I think word would have got out as to, like, it's not as good as the first one.
No, but I think people still would have gone to have seen it, though.
Absolutely. I think... those people who are like big time Ghostbusters fans, I think there's something there for them.
Yeah. Do you find it's a bit like Back to the Future 2 in the fact that...
Well, no,
because the first one is so good, everyone's going to come back and watch the second one anyway.
I don't think Back to the Future 2 is a good example because that goes then into 3. That has to be a trilogy. These are very open and close.
Yeah.
This is more Gremlins 2.
Okay.
Where it's killed the franchise because the next Ghostbusters film wasn't till 2016.
Why did we never get a third one? Is it because the cast didn't want to work with each
They
other?
didn't want to do it. Bill Murray and Aykroyd had a bit of a falling out. Bill Murray was holding out on a script. Anyway, the closest we got was the video game because people were saying, "Oh, this is because we're all back." It was set. The game itself is set in 1991, so that's a few years after this one. And like Walter Peck's back and stuff like that.
To be fair though, to say how much of a missed opportunity this one was, maybe it's a good job we didn't get a third. If it was going to be anything like this,
I think the people who said, "Oh, we need a third Ghostbusters film," I don't get it. You didn't need a second one.
No, I think it could have very easily have stood up on its own, and we could still have had the likes of Afterlife.
Yeah.
And it would have still made sense even after all this time.
There's people saying that this one isn't canon. I think this one is because of little references in the Afterlife, in the Frozen Empire trailer.
Yeah.
Like in the firehouse, you could see the toaster and stuff.
Yeah. So
I think it is canon, but I think you could just go Ghostbusters and then skip straight to Afterlife.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need the
one. I think I would want to watch this one anyway, though.
That's fair.
I'd always skip out the women one.
Well, I can't wait for you to watch that. But I've a lot of good things to say about it. I've a few good things to say about it.
Mainly because it doesn't have that original casting, and it completely stands on its own. So I'd have to watch it either before all of them or after all of them.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
But you've seen them all now, so. Like the first time I showed you Ghostbusters, I put on Ghostbusters 1 and Afterlife.
Yeah.
We double billed it.
We did.
Whereas now you've seen Ghostbusters 2, you're like, oh, okay.
I think as well, I didn't find Afterlife as good as you did. And after watching it back to back from the first one's still the best.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to make me go, oh, over Afterlife. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think you're going to like Afterlife a little bit more now?
I think so, yeah.
Because that film's slow.
Maybe that's the thing, and I hope we don't get it in Frozen Empire, but I've got a feeling we will.
Okay. I think it's going to be a CGI fest, and I'm worried.
I hope we don't get a lot of it, but I think there's a lot you can do with cold that can be quite cool. Hey. There's a lot easier to work with, maybe.
Yeah. They've started releasing stuff for saying, like, like this fear thing, this death chill that's been around since like the 1900s and stuff. But they've been putting that out as like featurettes and documentaries and things.
Oh, I love shit like that because it means also that they really care about what they're doing.
And I appreciate that. There's a Ghost Corps, CORPS.
Okay.
Where essentially they look after the lore of Ghostbusters because there's a lot of it. There's many video games and comic books and stuff now, so they have to have like this hub. I'm
guessing all the ghosts have their own backstories and all sorts of shit now.
Correct.
A bit like all the aliens do in Star Wars.
Yes. I don't think it's as big because it's Ghostbusters. Who cares?
Yeah. They've all got their own wiki page.
Exactly. Yeah. But there's a core of the followers and fans called like the Ghostbusters or something. But they're very inclusive. They stand for what the Ghostbusters represent, which is the stuff that they say in this one mostly, where they talk about people being positive and stuff like that. It's quite good. It's quite a good message.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best thing that this one has given the franchise.
Yeah.
But this is not a good movie.
It's not a good movie. But I think it's something that you can... If you're going to do a run of it, I'd probably say go 1-2 Afterlife.
1-2 Afterlife?
Yeah.
I'd go 1 Afterlife. 1 Afterlife Frozen.
Well, we don't know how good Frozen's going to be.
It could be great, it could be bad.
I'd put this one on, but I'd probably fast forward it to my favourite bits.
Which is... Courtroom
scene. I'd put that sort of stuff on, basically. I still like a bit of a montage when they're doing stuff. I'd put that on.
Yeah. To Bobby Brown's...
Maybe put the Statue of Liberty bit on just because it's iconic. Do you know what I mean? Bits and pieces.
This better than Space Jam?
No.
It's weak. Yeah. I don't think it is. But A for effort.
Yeah. If I was saying yes or the same, I'd be just clinging to nostalgia on how good those characters are from the first one. but I can't. This film is on its own. It's below mid for me.
They don't feel like the same characters is my problem.
No, they don't. It makes me sad.
Oh, babe, okay.
I'm hoping though that Frozen Empire will change all of that. I honestly I cannot wait for that film.
But first, you've got to answer the call. That was the name of the female Ghostbusters movie.
Was it?
It said, yeah, in some countries, I think America, it was called Ghostbusters Answer the Call.
What the hell? It was just, that's not a needed film.
I'm very interested to see what you're going to think to that. Do you have a nostalgia for Ghostbusters-ish?
For the original stuff, yes.
Okay.
I do. But I've not seen the
lady one.
The lady one, so I can't judge it just yet. But from the things I've seen of it, and the different like promo shit, and I've read reviews, I've hated everything I've seen.
Okay.
But again, I'm only seeing a portion. I'm not seeing the film, so I'm going to reserve all my judgment for seeing it all.
I would open your mind.
Because I bet there'll be elements of it I really love.
There's elements in it I like. There's elements I think, I don't want to say it now, but I'm going to say something in our podcast for it, and I'm going to really throw shade. I think people are going to kick off about it.
Oh, because you've got really poor opinions about movies.
I do. It's a hot take. It's a hot take.
Okay, well, we'll have to see. Ooh, stay tuned.
I'll stay tuned for my Ghostbusters hot take. Woo! Yeah, open your mind. Just, it is what it is.
Free your mind. Sorry, that got to come out.
Try and go in without any knowledge of Ghostbusters, and you might get something out. But yeah, thanks for doing Ghostbusters 2.
You're welcome.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. I've been a bit bunged up. That's why I sound like this.
You sound like this, and I'm getting bunged up, and it's your fault.
Because you sound like this.
Shut up. You're such a twat.
Oh, you're such a twat, Holly. I've been drinking that bathwater again. That's probably...
shut up.
Ghostbusters, answer the call.
Who are you going to call?
I'm answering the call. What?
Huh?
That's going to suck next week.
Then. It is. It's going to suck.
It's going to
so
suck,
hard.
yeah. We'll push through, though. For you, listener.
For you guys.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to Ghostbusters 2. Thank you for joining me.
You okay?
Whoop, whoop. See you next week.
Bye.